Hi, my name is Jose Paulo Madrid.
Okay, what is your perspective on poverty and how do you acquire this perspective?
Well, first of all, that is a real problem in our country. We can see it a lot, and it hasn't been correctly treated through the years. And I acquired this perspective because of the bad lifestyle they have.
hmm Which aspects of your cultural identity can you relate to this issue?
Mm, I don't think any of them affect my personal life.
Okay, what is the impact of poverty on your personal life?
Well, since we live in a capitalist system, we don't function without workers that have lower income, and that's how it's been. And yes,
Okay, what are the beliefs about the issue in your peer group, family, and community?
that that we can change it by trying to improve the low income people's education. First of all, I think it's well one of the most important issues in our country.
How do you think these groups acquire this perspective or beliefs?
By the education they got from their parents in schools. hmm
How do you think poverty is present in Mexico?
Well, you can see it like everywhere and every day in the streets, in the stores, even in their houses, because they lack some kind of need like food, clothes, houses, education, health services, that kind of stuff.
Okay. Now we're gonna talk about the cultural expression I showed you earlier.
Well, I can see two kids laying on the floor without shoes. They have a basket in front of them. I assume someone gave them that basket because. ¡Cállate! Déjanos acabar, ya casi acabamos. I can see two kids laying on the floor without shoes. They have a basket that I assume someone gave them with food, and they seem like they're hungry, and I think they lack some kind of health. What do you think about this problem?
I think it's a very I think it's a very big problem because we can see it in Mexico a lot in the streets, in
¿Cómo se dice
even
grave?
in our homes.
A ver, te estoy interrumpiendo, esto no sirve de nada. O sea,
We know about stories that people tell us. Y pues sí.
people see.
Mhm.
Well, poverty is a real problem in our society, and we can see it every day, as I said. And yes, we need to do something to change it. I think the main problem is in our education, that not every circle in the society have access to education, and it's a real problem that we need to solve, and it's something that has been mistreated by the earlier governments.
Thank you.
Okay, well, my name is Kaylee Litton, and I'm from Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Okay. What is your perspective on poverty and how did you acquire this perspective?
Oh, not stage fright. Okay, I guess. Yeah. Also, like basically what Grace was saying, poverty really just you like when you're like impoverished, like you really, it's just strictly survival. Like you don't get to pick and choose what you eat. You choose the cheapest option that's going to last you longest, and it's just like you don't have the ability to or the privilege to choose and just like live the lifestyle you want to. It's just strictly survival needs. What was the other half of the question? Oh, like what shaped my perspective? I guess personal experience. No, like that. Like I didn't come. So, oh, sorry.
It's fine.
But no, I grew up in a bad neighborhood in Walkertown in a single wide trailer. So it's like, I lived it. So it's just, you eat canned foods because they have a longer shelf life, and you wear hand-me-downs because that's what's available, and you don't get to pick and choose what kind of phone you get. It's just like little things like that. So.
Okay. Which aspects of your cultural identity can you relate to this issue?
Oh yeah, because I'm African American, so like just like living in Greensboro, just you can see like distinct cutoffs, like the situation of redlining when integration started to become a thing, but like they didn't want integration, they wanted to keep it segregated, separate but equal, quote unquote. So like you would see that people of color were being forced into these neighborhoods with like higher poverty rates, and they would make it harder for them to have this upward social mobility into nicer areas. That's like only, like they say it's not, just for a certain demographic of individuals, but they make it harder for people in these red line areas to move out of them. So just like you can see that in Greensboro, like you could go down the street and you can see like the homeless people in the tents, and then you go 5 more minutes down the street and you have the gated communities and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
What is the impact of poverty on your personal life?
Oh, well, just, yeah, price of like, but no, just like, growing up in poverty and then coming out of like, I wouldn't say poverty, coming out of poverty, but like moving into more of a lowerish middle class situation, but also like coming into college, just seeing the difference, like, especially with like financial aid and stuff. Like my mother is in this like weird area of middle class where like she doesn't make enough to pay out of pocket for college, but she also makes too much to get any form of financial aid that's worth helping. So yeah.
Okay. What are the beliefs about this issue in your peer group, family, and community?
Beliefs about poverty?
Yeah.
I guess my individual family experience. I come from a real like you just gotta pick yourself up by your bootstraps, and like if you want to come out of poverty, you really need to like just work for it. Like no one's gonna give you money. Like you have to work to get yourself out. So
Okay. How do you think these groups acquired this perspective or beliefs?
Like what? Like throw it back to slavery work? Like no, but like talking about me. Put a pin in it. We'll come back. We'll circle back. Just like children having to, like being forced into work just to pick up this, or not necessarily pick up the slack, but just bring more, food onto the table because their parents aren't making enough to provide for their whole family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or also it's like you can say like, because the father, like he's always working, trying to, just provide, that like he's tired, but he's also not seeing his kid. So that's his, kid is like, I want to see my puppy. So dad's asleep, just the child is needy, like not needy, sorry. But no, like the child needs his father, but the father's at work and he's tired all the time. So like that's the only time they can get together.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So like yeah, it looks like they're giving thanks for like what, their loaf of bread. Grateful for the food that they do have, as scarce as it is. So.
And finally, okay, just your opinion on everything, like as closure.
I think poverty is just a terrible thing. I wish there was no poverty. Oh yeah. it keeps, it just keeps people in this this cycle of um like trying to keep control over people of certain cultures and keeping, the people who are on top, still on top and not allowing people at the bottom to work their way up.
Yeah. Yeah, I also think it shouldn't exist. It sadly does in almost every country. Probably just because our capitalist system, and well, it entails the lack of income, productive resources, and well, you can't really live a good lifestyle. It also leads to hunger, malnutrition, and limited access to education and other basic needs and services. Well, yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you.